Hayley Road. What's written there? Haynes Street. The Ripon Building. Roberts Road. Oh God, am I not in India? These names are strange to me. Oh, my dear children, are all of you here waiting for my class? Thank God, I am still in India. But why those names? Oh, children, do you know? I was reading this book yesterday night. This is Malgudi Days, written by the famous Indian author R.K. Narayan. And this is a collection of short stories. Malgudi is an imaginary town created by the author for his writing purposes. And these short stories are very interesting. They are so interesting that I was completely engrossed in reading them and slept off. And you know, while I was sleeping, these incidents and stories and their characters came to my mind as a dream. I feel I am still thinking about the life in Malgudi. And now you must be wondering. Why ma'am was uttering those English names. Children, you know, before independence, the roads, the parks, the streets and the buildings of India were named after the names of the Britishers. Okay, as I told you, Hayley Road, the Ripon Building, Roberts Road, etc. Later on, after independence, the Indian government changed their names to Indian names. And here is an interesting story, Lowley Road, which is there in this collection of books. And Lowley Road is prescribed for you as chapter 6 in your Astor literature textbook. My dear children, very good morning. I am Chitra ma'am, your English literature teacher. Today I am here to narrate a beautiful story written by R.K. Narayan. The name of the story is Lowley Road. Dear children, before going to the lesson, let me introduce the author. Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer Narayana Swamy, R.K. Narayan, was one of the founding fathers of fiction in English in India. He set most of his short stories and novels in a fictional South Indian village called Malgudi. Malgudi is an imaginary town created by R.K. Narayan for his writing purposes. And Malgudi, the town, was first introduced in his first writing, Swami and Friends. And other major works are The Bachelor of Arts, The English Teacher, The Guide, that received Sahitya Academy Award in 1960. Before going to the lesson, here is a list of new words. Brooding, agreement. Harangued, gave a loud, rousing speech. Tyrant, a cruel and unjust ruler. Scourge, a person who causes suffering. Machiavelli, someone who uses clever plans to achieve what she or he wants. Incessant, going on without stopping. In the short story Lowley Road, R.K. Narayan satirizes corruption and power and dishonest attitude, insincerity and irresponsibilities of the higher officials. Here is the mind map of the lesson. Let's just go through it. The municipal chairman along with the council decided to clean the roads, sweep the roads, clean the town to honor the special occasion. The special occasion is India's independence. And they wanted to do something further to impress the people. Hence, the council decided to remove the statue of Sir Lovely. But the statue was very huge. It was not easy to move it from its place. So they called for tenders. Contractors asked for 50,000 rupees for carting the statue. At last, the narrator took the decision to take the statue to his house. But later on, the people of Malgudi came to know that Sir Lovely was a very good man. So they wanted the statue back to its previous place. They started protesting against the decision taken by the council to remove the statue. Now the chairman was in a fix. He was forced to take the decision to bring the statue of Sir Lovely back to the previous place. But the narrator, as I told you, the cunning person, he introduced a proposal. Since the statue was very heavy, it's very difficult to bring it back to the extension. So he pleaded the council to purchase his house along with the statue. The council didn't have any other option, so by spending a lot of money, they bought the narrator's house and the statue. Later on, the statue of Sir Lovely was reinstated in a new place. Children, are you ready to listen to my story? Good. The short story Lovely Road is narrated by a talkative man. He is a journalist. He is a newspaper reporter in an upcountry newspaper. The talkative man, the narrator, gives a beautiful description of the town Malgudi. Children, you know, there was a municipality in Malgudi. Do you know what a municipality is? A municipality is a group of officials who take care the welfare of the people of the town. In Malgudi also there was a municipality, and head of the municipality is called municipal chairman. And there is a municipal council which consists of 10 or 15 members. Both the municipal chairman and the members of the council unanimously together take decisions for the betterment of the people of the town. But unfortunately, the municipality had been very inactive, seemed to be very irresponsible during British era. But after independence, the municipality in Malgudi emerged as an active and more responsible legislatureship. And they wanted to do something great or grand to celebrate the occasion, the great event of India's independence. The municipal council decided to do something memorable for their people in Malgudi to celebrate India's independence. They swept the streets, cleaned the drains and hoisted the tricolour flags all over the town. But the municipal chairman was not at all satisfied with all these activities. He wanted to do something more, something better to impress the public. Our narrator, the talkative man, used to visit the chairman. And our narrator, as I told you, was a news reporter. He was making a living by giving and preparing news reports to a newspaper that paid him only 2 rupees. One day, our narrator, the talkative man, went to the municipal chairman and poured a lot of words of praises to him. Sir, you people have done a lot of work over here. Just look around you. You have swept the streets, cleaned the road and cleaned the drains. Oh God, just look around you. Our town is very neat and clean now. Great effort, great effort. But the chairman was not happy. He wanted to do something more to grab the attention of the public. He was brooding over it. What to be the next step? Okay, and he decided to call the municipal council. The chairman called an extraordinary meeting of the council. In the meeting, the municipality decided to nationalize the names of all the parks, streets, roads and buildings of Malgudi. Children, you know, before independence, the roads, streets, parks and constructions of India were named after the names of the Britishers. After independence, those English names were changed into Indian names. Our India government nationalized those names into Indian names. For example, so many Indian cities were changed their names after independence. For example, Bombay is called as Mumbai. Madras is known as Chennai now. Trivandrum is Thiruvananthapuram and so on. Okay, so nationalizing the names of the parks and streets started happening in Malgudi. All the landmarks were renamed into Indian names. Initially, it was difficult for people to trace the address since their names were changed. And no, the chairman was not happy still. He wanted to do something further. As a part of renaming the streets and roads of Malgudi, the council decided to change the name of Lole extension as Gandhinagar. And you know, there was a huge statue erected at the corner of the Lole extension. Lole extension is a part of the town Malgudi. And do you know whose statue was erected there? It was the statue of Sir Frederick Lowley. The council decided to remove the statue of Sir Lowley. There was a reason for removing the statue. Sir Lowley was considered as an evil character by the people of Malgudi. And in this story, the author describes Sir Lowley as a combination of Attila, scourge of Europe, and Nadir Shah with the craftiness of Machiavelli. Attila was the cruel ruler of a clan, a tribe, Huns. And Nadir Shah was the powerful Iranian ruler. So the author says that Sir Lowley was as cruel and unjust as Attila and Nadir Shah. The task of removing the statue was a laborious task because its pedestal was made of thick layers of molten lead. So, the municipal council called for tenders from contractors. Dozens of contractors sent their estimate. The lowest estimate was 50,000 for removing the statue and carting it to the municipal office. But 50,000 was a huge amount, right? So the municipal chairman was thinking again, for the time being we are not able to afford such a huge sum. Suddenly, an idea flashed across the chairman's mind. The chairman was a close friend to the talkative man, our narrator. The chairman offered the huge statue of Sir Lovely to the narrator for free on one condition, that the narrator should remove the statue and should not charge anything for it. The narrator, the talkative man, was also a cunning man. He thought that he could sell out the huge statue after some time to gain some money, as its pedestal was made of molten lead. So the narrator decided to take the statue home. So he borrowed some money from his father-in-law and hired some coolies to remove the statue. You know, it took more than 10 days to move the statue without any damage, and it was taken to the narrator's house. After a while, it was revealed that Sir Lovely was not at all a cruel man. He was a very kind military governor. He had supported India's struggle for freedom, who established the first cooperative society in India. Sir Lovely cleared the jungles and almost built the town Malgudi. He had sacrificed his life to save people of Malgudi during the great Sarayu floods. This information aroused public agitation. People wanted to restore the statue back to its position. Now the chairman was forced to reinstate the statue back to the previous place. The narrator took advantage of the situation. He had spent a good deal of money for shifting the statue. Now he thought it's time to gain the money back that he had already spent. The talkative man put forward a proposal to the council. It was too heavy to move the statue back to its previous place. So, the council can purchase the narrator's house along with the huge statue, and later they can declare his house as a national trust. The chairman had no other option. So, the municipal council bought the talkative man's house along with the huge statue of Sir Lovely by spending a huge amount of money. Now, the cunning and crafty talkative man got his money back and he is very happy. The municipal chairman was also appreciated for his righteous and appropriate action. Children, let me read the climax of this story from the original story. The chairman of Malgudi municipality has been able to buy back as a present for the nation the statue of Sir Frederick Lovely. He proposed to install it in Kabir Lane shall be changed, which is shortly to be converted into a park. The municipal council have resolved that Kabir Lane shall be changed to Lovely Road. So, the chairman was able to bring the statue back as a present to the people of Malgudi, and later the council decided to reinstate the statue in a new place. Later on, it would be converted as a park. And it's mentioned that Kabir Lane was changed to Lovely Road. Dear children, this is the summary of the short story Lovely Road. In this story, R.K. Narayan ridicules or satirizes the folliness and dishonesty of the Indian politicians and bureaucracy. Okay. The same story, Lovely Road, is there in your Astor literature textbook. So, all of you please go through the story and you will love reading this. Dear children, there is an activity for us. Please look at the screen. Rearrange the following sentences to frame a meaningful story. Just go through the sentences and sort them out in the appropriate order to frame the story. Children, here is the answer for you. This is the order of the sentences to be arranged. First sentence should be D, B, A, F, C, E. Now just go through the sentences in order, you will get the outline of the story. This is the assignment for you. Many of the characters in R.K. Narayan's works belong to the middle class or are inspired by the common people we see in streets in India on a daily basis. Find and make a list of 5 such characters and their professions as depicted by R.K. Narayan. Let me give you some examples. There is a short story, An Astrologer's Day, written by R.K. Narayan. The central character is an astrologer. And what's his profession? Yes, foretelling others' future. So, what you have to do is, in a page, make 3 columns. Okay? In the first column, you can write name of the story. Second column, the character, the name of the character. Third column, the profession. Okay? The name of the story, An Astrologer's Day, character, an astrologer, profession, foretelling others' future. There is another short story by the same author, Such Perfection. The main character is Somu, who is a sculptor. So again, Such Perfection, Somu, sculptor. In this manner, if you have this book, this collection of short stories, Malgudi Days, you will get a lot of characters along with their professions, etc. So you can just go through the book. You can select any 5 characters, write the name, first write the story name, then the name of the characters and their profession. Okay, I do recommend this book for your reading during this holidays, because you love reading this book very much. Okay, here ends our session. All of you go through the book, read thoroughly, understand the story. In the next doubt clearance session, we will meet, and if you have any doubts, please share with me. We will discuss in the group. By the time, please do reading good books. Stay happy and healthy. Thank you.